Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on how to add pupil information to POD. This video tutorial is for schools in the special school sector only. Prior to adding any pupil information, if your school offers any post-primary level courses to your pupils, please indicate this in POD. To do this, go to the Your Options menu on the left hand side of the screen, and under School, select Update School Details. This brings up your school details, and you'll notice on the right hand side of the page there says Offering Second Level Programme. If your school offers a second level programme to any of your pupils, please tick this. Then please click Save School Details. Notice the message that appears in green to indicate that the save has been successful. You are now ready to enter pupil information into POD. To do this, go back to the Your Options menu on the left hand side of your screen, and under Pupil, please click Add New Entrance. This brings up a blank screen for you to add information on your pupils. So the first piece of information sought is the pupil's forename. So in this example, the pupil's name is Samantha, and then her surname, which is Livingstone. Please notice the red asterisks. These indicate that these information fields are required. The next piece of information sought is PPSN or mother's birth surname, or this means mother's maiden name. So one or the other or both of these pieces of information have to be entered. So for Samantha, we have her PPSN here. We also know her mother's birth surname. This brings us down to DOB, which is date of birth. So you can either type this in directly, or you can click on the calendar icon and select her date of birth. So Samantha was born in 2006. On the 1st of March. And the final piece of information in this top section is gender, so Samantha's female. This brings us down to the next pieces of information. So we're asked for her birth certificate forename and her birth certificate surname. This is used when we're validating the PPSNs. It's particularly useful for when people use perhaps shorter names or Irish versions of names. Then we're asked for her address. Notice that there are 4 address lines, but only the first 2 are compulsory. This is accommodating longer and shorter address lines. This brings us down to county, so the county in which the pupil resides. So there you can click, and there's a drop down menu. You can select the county, or you can type in the first few letters of the county. So I'm typed DU, brings up Dublin. Then you're asked for the pupil's nationality. Again, there's a drop down menu. It's a very long drop down menu, lists all the countries. Or you can type in the first few letters and it will bring up all those countries that have those first few letters. Notice for convenience we've put Ireland at the top. This is because nearly 90% of pupils, as per the last special school annual census, had a nationality of Irish. We've also 2 categories at the top on dual nationality. So we have a category for dual nationality in which the 2 nationalities involved could be Irish and another, or we have a different category for dual nationality where both of the categories are non-Irish. So please select the appropriate category for this pupil. So we're going to say Samantha is a dual nationality of Irish and another. This brings us down to the next question. What is the ethnic or cultural background of the pupil? This question requires parental or guardian consent before you return this information to the department. If you do not have parental or guardian consent, or the parent refuses to give consent, please make sure to select the option at the end which says no consent. Alternatively, if you have the information, please tick the appropriate category. Note that these categories are based on the categories asked in the Census of Population in 2011, which will also be asked in the Census of Population in 2016. So Samantha here, we are going to say, is white Irish. Similarly, for the next question, religion, this also requires parental or guardian consent. So again, if you do not have consent or consent is refused, please ensure to scroll down to the end of the list and click no consent. Samantha here, we're going to say she's a Buddhist. Now we've entered all the information sought on this first page, so we're going to click next. This brings up a second page which looks for information on the enrolment in your school of this pupil. So it automatically defaults to the current academic year. Then we're asked, what was the enrolment date of this pupil? This is the date the pupil first started in your school. It's not the date she starts each year. So we're going to say this pupil, Samantha, started 2 years ago in your school. So she started on Monday the 26th there in August 2013. Then we're asked for the source of the pupil. So this means, where did the pupil come from before they were in your school? And if you hover over the little question mark, it gives you a prompt. So again, it's a drop-down menu. So where was Samantha before she came to your school? So Samantha was in a childcare setting. Then you're asked for what standard is Samantha in. Now this depends on how your school is set up. In some special schools, all the classes are just special classes. Or in other special schools, they have junior infant, senior infant, first class, etc. So select what's appropriate to your school. We also have a category here for post-primary classes for those special schools that offer post-primary classes. But in this case, Samantha, she's in first class. Then we're asked for capitation category. This is compulsory. This is to assist the department in paying the appropriate capitation to your school. So if you click on the drop-down menu, there are 3 capitation categories. And they're based on different rates. Each category is associated with a number of special need disabilities. So Samantha is in the first category. Further information on the categories can be found by hovering over the appropriate mark, and a page will appear outlining which category contains which. The next question you're asked is the teacher or the class name. If you've set up your class groupings, a list of all your class groupings will be here, and you select the appropriate teacher. So Samantha is in Mr. Breen's class. If you've not already set up your class groupings, this drop-down menu will be blank, and you can come back to it after you've set up your class groupings. The next part asks about the programme details. So, as your school offers a post-primary course, you're asked, is Samantha following any of these programmes? Well, in this case we know she's not, because she's in first class. If she was following a junior or leaving certificate programme, you'd click on the drop-down menu and select the appropriate category. So she could be doing the Leaving Cert Applied or Leaving Cert Vocational, etc. Or if your school offers alternative type of post-primary qualifications other than the junior or the Leaving Certificate, you would select the second category and indicate which level the programme is at. Now we've entered all of Samantha's details, so we're going to click Save. A message appears saying that we've created her successfully, and you're given the option whether you want to review Samantha and go back in and look at her details, or whether you want to move on to add another pupil. Thank you.